Welcome to India Podcasts.
There's been a lot of work we're doing on keto. During this time, there's been so many campaigns. We have so many people that want to come forward and help and start campaigns and contribute. So it's been a very hectic time.
I think generally the biggest sector that we've seen use our platform or get the best out of it has been healthcare. People needing money for medical treatment, so cancer treatment, accidents, transplants, surgeries. Traffic on our website has gone up 3 times in the last 1 month. Number of people using our platform has gone up 4 times. But we do see that a huge volume of people will use crowdfunding much frequently, and the number of crowdfunding will grow exponentially in India after this COVID crisis.
But as an actor, of course, like I'm saying, there is a sense of anxiety because shooting probably is one of the last things that will start. My request to people is that when this does open up, don't be complacent. Please take the necessary precautions. Even though all of us are frustrated and all of us want to get out and get back to our lives. But, we have to be aware of the fact that, you've got to put checks and balances in place at this point of time.
Welcome to another episode with me, Anku Goyal. Now that we are in the last leg of lockdown, uncertainty of further extension has been adding worries and anxiety in people. Today, on my special coverage of COVID-19, I have with me the founding members of Asia's largest digital crowdfunding platform, Keto. It has acted as a warrior for people across sectors in this difficult time. To discuss elaborately the campaigns that could raise funds through Keto, I have with me the founder Varun Seth and co-founder Kunal Kapoor. They also tell us how they managed to identify people and groups that required financial help through the lockdown period. Listen in. Thank you so much, Kunal and Varun, for joining us on India Podcast. It's a pleasure to have you guys here. Now, we've known Keto has been there for 8 years now. They have helped a lot of people across to raise fund. I would like to begin asking you, Kunal, at this point in time, how do you think this has played a very important role in helping people ally or you find some help during the COVID crisis?
Yeah, 8 years back, me and Varun got together. We were introduced to each other through some common... actually my agency that was handling my work, and we were both looking to do something which was similar, so we got together and we wanted to obviously come up with Keto. And the idea behind Keto was really very simple, was to sort of build a bridge between people that can help and people that need helping using technology. The idea was that we come across so many people that want to help and so many people in this country that need help at any given point of time, and we thought of how do we bring these people together. And technology seemed to be the most obvious answer because we spend so much time on our phones, on our computers, chatting, browsing. We felt like if that time could be used as a little positively, and if we gave you the option of helping somebody across the country, it would end up being something which is powerful. And I think we are right, when we look at what's happening on Keto every day. It was also based on the premise that people are good and people want to help other people. And every day I'm amazed. We keep talking about how the world is this bad place because we always hear bad news. But every day on Keto, I'm amazed at how many people want to just come forward and help people that they don't know at all. And, it sort of reinstates your faith in humanity.
Varun, as Kunal has been saying that the idea was there to help because he believed in helping the society in this way. Do you think it has played out the way you guys started with? For 8 years, the journey was smooth, or it had its own hurdles and you had to find ways or keep changing the strategy to be here?
Yeah, of course, 8 years is a long time. It does take you through different paths in the long journey. Yes, you do try out different things and different approaches. But I think the larger goal, that mindset we had 8 years back, or the premise with which we started Keto, still exists. Our thought was that how do you bring people together, online and get them to raise money. And fundraising could be across with so many different things. And over the last 8 years, through that journey, it's evolved into something really magnificent, which is a large scale and creating a lot of impact. So, yeah, of course, there were lots of ups and downs, a lot of tries and retries, a lot of mistakes. But yeah, I think it's a long journey, and it has to evolve, and you need to find your own feet. And also, we were a little early in the space. I think 2012 was much earlier in terms of number of people just transacting online and shopping online, or buying food online. So yeah, I think it was a little bit early in hindsight, but it's good we started early because we just learned so much more.
It was a first mover advantage to understand that way, because now we have many crowdfunding platforms, not too many, but we do have 12 to 13 of them quite there trying to help people raise fund. But coming to you, Kunal, with the COVID crisis, I know it's something nobody expected. We didn't even know when it spread so fast and it became a situation when India had to be locked down. What were your reaction to it? I mean, suddenly did it make a difference in your life? Like, okay, I have to be home, and because work is still on, life must be going on, more hectic. But how has it been coming to you, COVID-19?
Well, it's like we were talking, it's been a bunch of mixed feelings. Initially, when it, happened, everyone felt like, this is a time that you can use well, you can utilize well. I was reading, writing, trying to learn something new. You feel like this is the time maybe to catch up with family, stay at home, catch up with all the things that you wanted to do. But there is obviously, the longer this goes on, there is a lingering feeling of anxiety that's at the back of everyone's heads. And, you're not sure how this is going to end, when this is going to end. So it's a bunch of mixed feelings, of course. And it has been an opportunity really for me as a creative person to read and write. I've been writing some scripts. This is a chance to take time off and actually get down to writing those scripts, finishing those scripts. So it's been creatively satisfying in that way. It's also been very satisfying because there's been a lot of work we're doing on Ketto. We are all working from home. I think it's much easier when it is a tech company to work from home. So everybody's been working constantly. And during this time, there's been so many campaigns. I mean, we have so many people that want to come forward and help and, start campaigns and contribute. So it's been a very hectic time as a co-founder of Ketto. But as an actor, of course, like I'm saying, there is a sense of anxiety because shooting probably is one of the last things that will start. Yeah. It's hundreds of people coming together to shoot something. There's always this sort of inherent problem in that. So, as an actor, it's a little worrisome because you don't know when theaters are going to open, whether people are going to go to theaters, when will they start going to theaters. So it's a mixed bag of feelings, actually.
Varun, now we see a lot of campaigns, as Kunal mentioned, a lot of people now holding campaigns on your platform for crowdfunding. Which are the major sectors you see where people are suffering more? I think we've seen across, you're reading about it, Mumbai Dabbawalas are wanting to raise funds through you. You've helped Circus Group as well. You have a lot of health people individually who has a health issue, who have suffered something, are trying to raise fund. Is there a particular sector you're seeing that is needing more attention now? And be it due to COVID or generally over the span of 8 years, you've felt that these sectors have been really a primary concern?
I think generally the biggest sector that we've seen use our platform or get the best out of it has been healthcare. It's been patients who need financing, need funding for their medical treatment. Those are the ones that have got the most value of the platform, of the network. So I would say in general, it's been people needing money for medical treatment. So cancer treatment, accidents, transplants, surgeries. Those patients use our platform extensively to raise money for that. In terms of the current situation we are in COVID, it's food and hunger. That's been a big category where people are funding a lot of money to fund a daily wage workers, and their food could be in Dharavir or Nehru-Nagar or different slums across Mumbai, not by Mumbai, across the country. It's not limited to Mumbai. Right now it's food hunger, but in general it's healthcare.
Now, you have been saying that you guys are working digitally, obviously work from home. Has this culture changed for you guys? Anything like now, although you're tech savvy, you guys are working on a digital platform, but you can't meet each other. I mean, you meet Varun maybe only on a Zoom or some other method. Is this really taking anything on you, or it's a normal way of working that you guys believe to have done earlier?
Well, I think it's something that we're getting used to, for sure. You also realize actually, especially in a city like Bombay, you realize how much time you spend traveling. There's so many meetings that you can actually do via, like a video conference, a video call. And I do think that culture is going to change. I think there's going to be a lot more work that actually happens in a video call now, as opposed to actually driving into town and meeting someone. I think there's definitely going to be a shift in that. And I'm actually very eager to see what happens after we find a cure for this and after life sort of gets back to normal. I'm very eager to see whether we sort of implement the changes that we've gone through in this time. Because, there's people are constantly talking about how they want to change their lives. They want to slow it down. They want to be more compassionate. We're talking about how equality is really important. We're talking about how the way we work is going to change. So I'm keen to see whether we actually change or we go back to exactly where we were once normalcy returns.
But Varun, as more people have got digital savvy in this period of 1 month, too short to say, as Kunal said, I don't know how much we'll believe in the new normal way of life. But will it bring more users on your platform? Because earlier people were used to crowdfunding element, but now it's become a no hesitant approach. Like if I'm getting a help, let me go for it. So on the business aspect, do you think it's going to really open up for you? More people logging in,
I think
figuring
so.
out.
I think so. I think because of what's happening, a lot of people are looking at crowdfunding for the first time. I think a large majority of people in India did not know about crowdfunding. Were not aware about the concept of crowdfunding before this happened. But we do see that a huge volume of people will use crowdfunding much frequently, and yeah, the number of crowdfunding will grow exponentially in India after this COVID crisis.
Since while you have been associated with the financial world, you know how banks work. There's a lot of pressure on banks currently. A lot government is trying to do to ease out the liquidity system. You also mentioned somewhere that it is one way in crowdfunding where people can come and raise fund without the pressure of interest being on them. So is that idea also playing up largely right now because the economy is
Yeah,
in total downturn?
it is right because even like if you think about it, a lot of small businesses also using our platform to pay their or at least make sure that their employees get paid and they have food on the table. So if crowdfunding was not a solution for them, they would have to go take a bank loan or they have to go to equity investors and get money. So crowdfunding becomes a viable solution not only for the industry but even businesses to basically fund and to retain the staff or make sure that they are paying their staff some salary in these difficult times when there's absolutely zero cash flow that is coming in.
Kunal, you've been in the industry. You've been closely associated. You've seen so many of your films. With the film industry also suffering majorly, especially the lockdown going to have an impact. Do you think you would be extending or looking for some crowdfunding support to the people on set? A lot of people might not be paid now. The hairdressers, the technicians, and people. Are you guys working on something on that front? Or you've been approached by some set or production house or any such group for that matter who have suffered a lot during the lockdown?
The really good thing about the industry is that whenever there is a crisis, I feel like everybody from the industry really comes together, whether the crisis is within the industry or outside the industry. There's actors and technicians that come together to support. Like we've seen a lot of actors have actually come forward to support some of the workers that are working on their films for the next couple of months. And so similarly, we've also started a campaign on Ketto. The idea behind the campaign was that there's the Cine Workers Association, which is a lot of junior artists, a lot of people that work on films regularly, thousands of them. They are daily wage workers and they make money on a daily basis, of course. They have no source of income right now. So I got in touch with the head of the association and I requested them to start a campaign, which we've just done. And the idea is to share that link within the industry, send it to as many people as we can, so that, you can come forward and you can help these daily wage workers. And I feel like if enough people come together, we will be able to take care of them. And we started off with the Bombay film industry, but I also want to reach out to the local industries, the Tamil industry, the Telugu industry, the Malayalam industry, Bengali, Punjabi, as many industries as we can, because there's workers everywhere that will need help at this point of time. So yeah, that's something that we're working on right now.
Varun, would you be associating with any particular sector? As you said, health might be one of the sectors where we see the cases would grow now. COVID is not going to end suddenly. It will take its own time. Do you think tying up with a hospital would be a plan ahead, or getting them involved into raising fund compulsorily with the patients not finding their way into the...
So we work with about 130 odd hospitals across the country. These are all tertiary care hospitals which have ICU beds. That's something that we're currently doing with hospitals, both in terms of seeing how people can donate to the hospitals for their PPE kits. So that's something most hospitals are running short on. And second is to basically even fund patients' treatment. The patients which are in ICU, which are currently suffering from coronavirus, helping them out in terms of crowdfunding to pay for their treatment in these private hospitals.
Are there any challenges that both of you are facing when it comes to working on this crowdfunding campaign? Because right now things are not as smooth as it could have been earlier when you were working. So what are the major challenges that comes around when you have to raise campaign? Because now you can't reach out to people physically and get the content making.
Actually, that's never been a challenge for us because our whole concept revolves around reaching out to people digitally. It was even pre-COVID. We never reached out to people physically, asking them to give. That was our whole idea, that do it digitally, much faster, cheaper, easier. So I don't think that's a challenge for us. I think the challenge is, of course, how do you keep your team motivated? Traffic on our website has gone up 3 times in the last 1 month. Number of people using our platform has gone up 4 times. So and we're a small team. We're a team of about 90 odd people, right? So how do you keep everyone motivated after a point in time to keep working from home? How do you keep them motivated to keep supporting everyone, being available 24/7, 7 days a week? I think keeping people motivated is a big challenge. After a point, I think it was easy for the first 15, 20 days, but after that, everybody gets complacent, and you are at home, so okay, I'll take a break, I'll play around, I'll go down for a walk, middle of the work day. So people do get complacent after a point in time. So I think that's a big
How do
challenge.
you motivate them? What really do you think you guys do to keep them?
We're just trying to figure that out. If you have any ideas, do share.
Kunal, you're quite enjoying this lockdown space. I think Varun has still started giving a sense that after a month it can go taxing. So for you, this uncertainty will go taxing, or you will have your self-interest into other things also keep you engaged for long. Like you quite seem to be enjoying it also on the other part of it, the personal space.
No, I'm saying, it's a great time to have time to do the things that you wanted to do. But yeah, after a point, it is taxing. It is taxing to be home. It is taxing to
see the same people in the house all the time. No?
Yeah, you're in the house all the time. You haven't met people for so long. You reach a place where you're wondering how strange it will be to actually meet someone physically. You really don't, meet any of your friends anymore. It's been a while. And I was just telling Varun the other day, when we started the lockdown, all us friends used to get on a call every morning, a video call, because there was a sense of, this is a social experiment. Let's try and make the most of this. In the last week, nobody's called because I think everyone's sort of done with the social experiment and being in touch on a video call. So yeah, I think everybody's really looking forward to getting back and getting back to life, no matter how many restrictions there are. But at the same time, I think it's really important at this point of time to be as careful as possible, because, when you've been in a lockdown for so long, there is a tendency to get complacent. And I think, once we open up, everyone will just want to come out and, meet up and pretend like nothing's really happened. I think that's something that we have to be really careful about. I think each individual has to take the responsibility and say that, look, this is, it's not like this is over and done with. We still have to, go about the work that we do in a way which is very, very sort of careful, sanitized, being very aware of the dangers of what's going on around us. And that's going to be a while till, a vaccine comes out or we find a cure which is fast enough. So I think, that is my request to people, is that when this does open up, don't be complacent. Please take the necessary precautions, even though, all of us are, like I'm saying, all of us are frustrated and all of us want to get out and get back to our lives. But, we have to be aware of the fact that, you've got to put checks and balances in place at this point of time.
Varun, with the numbers that you said, that the followers and the people joining on your platform has increased 4 times and so, would you think you could maintain it going further? This is the pandemic situation that has led to this kind of a follow-up and participation of people, or is it due to the emergency situation that has come up, or you think this is just a change in the trend and mind of people to believe in crowdfunding and come forward to it?
So the way I look at it is that this is basically educated a very large audience of people about crowdfunding. And it's like a demonetization moment, right? So, we just see that Zoom, thousands of people using a platform. But of course, it won't sustain at that level. It will come down, but I don't think it will go back to the same level we were 2 months back. So it will come down, but it will somewhere be in the middle and not all the way down where we were 2 months back.
Okay, one more thing I want to know from both of you, since a lot of campaigns must have been there on your platform to raise fund. Individually, are there certain campaigns which were very close to your heart, which you felt like, I do wish a good amount of fund is raised for this? I know you have no biases, but was there an issue or a cause for that matter that really touched your heart individually?
Like you said, every campaign is very important. Most of the campaigns right now are dealing with providing ration to migrant workers and to people that are underprivileged. And I think that is really, really important. There's also a lot of campaigns that are about feeding animals, stray animals on the streets, because, these animals have just been abandoned now. So those are, of course, each and every campaign is really important. But the one that was I felt connected to was the circus campaign, where the Rambo Circus, they were, they travel from city to city doing shows, and that's how they make money. And then when the lockdown happened, they were stranded in one place with not enough resources. So we stepped in and we raised money for them. And the other one is, of course, the Dabbawala campaign. Yeah. When you think about the Dabbawalas, it's very ironic because these people have been the lifeline of the city. These are the people that for over 100 years now
have over 130 years. It was strange to know somebody's
30 years have made sure that you get your lunch on time.
Yeah.
And now the people that don't have enough food. So that is a campaign that I felt like I really want to push and do something about, because like I'm saying, it's ironic that the people that are feeding us are now sort of running out of food.
Varun, did you have your own particular attachment to any particular cause that came by and you could help through your...
I think I was really attached to this one campaign by Rescue Foundation. It's a Pune-based shelter for animals. They were finding it really difficult to basically gather money to feed their about 1,000 stray animals that they have in their shelter, and they were really struggling to make sure that there's enough food on the table for animals as well. Whereas everybody is giving for humans, millions and thousands of crores. There's very little support towards animals and other beings.
How difficult does it get for you guys to reach them, to convince them? I mean, these are the causes which are not ordinary. They're like migrant workers or a circus team or a Mumbai Dabbawalas. How would you convince them that you can raise it here?
Actually, most of the people reach out to us. I think crowdfunding has become popular now, where people do reach out. But we also reach out to people when I think we are able to convince them that this is a sound way to raise money, and it does help, and you can raise 50 lakhs, 1 crore in a short period of time, anywhere from 2 to 6-7 days, which would not be possible through a bank loan or equity funding. So I think with our track record and the impact that we've created, it's fairly easy now to convince them to at least give it a try.
Great help coming there. Kunal, one question we would definitely want to take from you, since you're working on some script. Do we see you coming back with some assignments soon on screen? Not now, maybe as soon as the lockdown things settle down. Are you working around something?
I've just finished one film which was up for release on the 19th of June. Unfortunately, with the situation, I'm not sure when it will release. It's called Koi Jaane Na. So that's up for release. That's a theatrical film. And besides that, I've just started a show which I'm shooting for right now. We've just finished the first schedule in Rajasthan. That's like a big epic war drama. So that is something that I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to the release and also getting back to a shooting floor. I think
Since you're writing, do you think you would be ever writing about COVID? It's a human war too. I mean, I don't know how many directors are really going to work around that, but it's a subject of concern now. We may see a lot of movies come back.
I mean, I think there's just been so much of the pandemic around us. I don't know if people want to watch a movie about the pandemic now. I think once people get back to the theaters and once people get back to their lives, I think what people will look for is entertainment, will look for something that is lighthearted, will look for something that is heartwarming. I'm not quite sure they're looking for a movie about the pandemic.
Varun, you have been in the financial world. I had to take this question to you. I don't know how long it has been. You've started your career in a brokerage firm, if I'm not wrong there. You know how markets are dropping down now. Does your eye ever go to the markets? Like it's completely disconnecting world for you? You happen to keep a track of the markets? It's taken a hit majorly.
No, I do follow up and I do look at it on my free time. It's just something I'm interested in, so I do spend some time on it.
I just want a last appeal that both of you would want to make to people. One, on how they should look forward to as the lockdown we open up in cycles, and also how Keto has been really there for people. It's amazing to see the way it has helped lots and lots of sectors and groups around. So what would be the message to people now who after lockdown also would need a lot of support to come back in their business life? I think business might have taken a major hit for now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's come and supported people on Keto. Like Varun was saying, there's just so many people that have started campaigns, people across the country and across the world coming together to contribute. So that's amazing. And I just want to make a request to people out there. Two requests. One is, of course, related to Keto, is that please come, please contribute. Not because this is something that we've started, but because this is the need of the hour. I think it's very important that people are generous and help fortunate. You can contribute or you can even start a campaign. I have a lot of friends that have never done this before, but they've come forward and they've started campaigns. and they've raised a lot of money, and they've really been able to help people. So please be generous at this point of time. Secondly, when this lockdown does open, like we were talking, please be a little responsible. Don't treat the end of the lockdown as normalcy.
End of the story.
Yeah, and just get back to the life that we had. Please be a little more responsible and careful, and not only for you but also for people around you. I think it's important that we not only look out for ourselves but also look out for everybody around us now.
Varun, before you could make that appeal, one question to you would also be: we are heading towards recession, or we are into it. We have spoken to a lot of economists. Do you think that's going to be a concern when you guys go ahead raising fund further post lockdown, especially because there's going to be a cash crunch maybe on a personal front for everybody? So does it really bother you also on the part of your business?
I think so. It would be right if we go into a very long recession, then it would be a challenge. It would hit pockets deeply in terms of people giving. So if it's a long-term recession, then yes. But if it's a short-term recession, no, because we would see the wealthy or people who have savings, they will come forward and help other people out who don't have money, who can't get food on the table. So for short-term, if it's a short recession, then I would assume more people would come forward and give money. But if it lasts for a much longer time, then we would see a dip in terms of people giving as well.
So you're going to sail through that in that process in a slow manner is what you are kind of looking at maybe, if the recession hits us hard. And Kunal, one question again is, we saw the industry lose two legendary people now, Irfan Khan and of course Rishi Kapoor. So you must have worked with them or known them in your personal capacity. I mean, it's a great loss for the industry. So, and especially during lockdown, do you really have a message there because the industry stood tall, as you said, they stand tall together, whether it's on...
Yeah, it's been very sad, very heartbreaking, of course. Both of them incredible actors, both of them people that everybody was really fond of. And really, you feel like with both of them going, you feel like a personal loss. You feel like you've lost somebody from your own family.
Did you have a personal memory with them? Did you work with them anytime you got a chance to?
Well, unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to work with either one of them. But I, of course, knew them. And so it's been very heartbreaking.
Thank you so much, Varun and Kunal, for your time out here on India Podcast, making an appeal to people also and telling us how things have been. Thanks a lot for helping so many groups to come by and support that you have stretched out. And I hope, as you all said, we should continue with the way we are in discipline with the government as we have been asked to. So thank you, and applause to Keto for helping us, and maybe going further we find more support coming through your platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Take care.
Well, that is how Digital War is helping in fighting this human war. Crowdfunding platform has acted as a rescuer for many, and this is much to the spirit of people who extend their support in these difficult times. This shows how we stand united in challenging times. That is all we have for the episode today. Keep listening, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay indoors. You may also log on to Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, or Google Podcasts to listen to the full conversation. You can also find us on YouTube channel and Instagram with the name India Podcast. Keep listening, stay safe, stay healthy.
Brought to you by India Podcasts in association with ICI Healthcare for Pure Care Sanitizers.